Welcome to You Know Something with Dena
Hey, look, I'm just here to entertain, inform, and keep this crazy train on track.
and Tia.
Me, I'm like your live wire that is liable to go shalom.
They're like your cool aunts.
Exactly. You're exactly right.
Fun,
I can't believe you even brought that up. That is so fun.
informative,
It's impossible to dust potpourris.
You can't.
sometimes serious.
Dena, sweet child. I am almost stunned. I mean, I'm being really serious.
But most of the time, not so much.
A caca. I mean, you're caca and you're caca. No. I'm sorry.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Ladies, let's go.
Hello, welcome to You Know Something with Dena and Tia. I'm Tia. You didn't fall for it, did you? You'd say,
what?
I'm Dena. No, I'm Dena.
And are we testing?
We can be.
Okay.
I'll just see if you're paying attention. If I said Tia, if you would say Dena.
Oh, okay. Well, no, I thought we were testing and you just were going to trick me.
Yeah, well, I was trying to trick you, but I was actually recording it. You're too quick for me.
Oh.
You know your own name, right?
Yippee.
All right, let me try it again. You know something with Dena? No. You know something? I'm
Hello. Welcome to You Know Something?
I'm Dena.
And I'm Tia.
Okay, that went well.
And today is September 11th, 2024.
9/11. I just realized.
Yippee.
Oh, goodness. I don't want to bring it down, but that's always very emotional for me. And I know it is for a lot of people, but it just really, really affects me. So I wasn't even thinking about what the day was till you said that. So I just want to say I'll never forget that day. And I'm always praying for those that were left behind who lost their loved ones in such a horrific way. If you think about it, Tia, there's a whole generation that wasn't even alive when that happened. Now they're
Exactly.
adults. I don't think they even realize the horror of it. But we're going to try to make you laugh today.
Are we?
We're going to try.
Okay.
Let's try to have some fun. And we get to take a quiz, which is Tia's favorite.
Oh. Ma.
And I know the answers, so it's not like we're competing, so maybe that'll help. But you are competing with people at home. People at home, you're competing with Tia. Or we're all just learning together. It doesn't have to be a competition. Not everything's a competition. But I got the idea for this show, Tia, on our episode called, the What? Body Yada Yada edition, if you haven't listened. We talked about crazy things about our bodies, like, can you eat so much that your stomach will explode? But go back and listen to it if you haven't, because it was pretty funny. And you mentioned that your mother had told you that when you chew chewing gum, if you swallow it, it will stay in your stomach for 7 years.
Right.
Not 6, not 8
7.
years. Okay, and you believed her. So that gave me an idea about things our mothers told us, or our little aunts told us. Our favorite aunt said, oh, don't do that because your eyes will stay that way if you cross your eyes, that kind of thing. I guess we call them old wives' tales.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking, is old wives' tales or old wives' tales? I think it's old wives' tales.
Wives.
Yeah, like, is it an old wife's tale or is it an old wife's tale? Is the tale old or is the woman? Does the woman have to be old?
I think that it's the wife, but I thought it was wise tales. W-I-S-E.
You did not.
Yeah, I did.
Old
Swear.
wise tales?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that makes sense. But that's not what it is, honey.
What?
It's old wives.
Okay. Well, bam.
Yeah.
Already zip for zip.
Okay. Yeah.
Right out of the
You missed
blocks.
one. Old wise tales is false.
Okay.
But it makes more sense, actually, if you think about it. So I'm gonna change it. Let's change it to old wise tales. That's the name of our episode. I was trying to think of a name.
Oh, no.
Okay. So we're going to go through these and you're going to tell me if you think they're true or false, and based on what you believe. Don't try to think, well, this must not be true or she wouldn't be asking me. I'm going to second guess myself. Just what you truly believe.
Okay.
Can you do that? I think you can do that.
No, I know I can do that.
Okay. And you're if you haven't listened before, Tia is very strong about her beliefs. Opinionated.
I'm very opinionated.
Yeah. Maybe skeptical. And even if it's scientific, if she
I
doesn't
don't believe in conspiracy theories, if that's what you're saying.
Right.
Okay.
Right. But you also are like, I don't care what the facts say. I know this to be true based on my own experiences or things I know or things I believe. I mean, that makes sense to me. You're not swayed by science. Neither one of us have been swayed by science.
Really.
Don't confuse us with facts. All right. So I thought it would be kind of cute. Instead of saying true or false, we could call them like myths, M-Y-T-H. But we could say yeth for true and mythstake, like Daffy Duck. Yes. Are you willing to do that?
Probably.
Okay, I didn't think so.
I'm not. No.
It would have been cute.
Okay.
See, right there I had
I'll try.
mistake.
Okay, I'll try.
No, you don't have to. I'm kidding. All right. Those listening at home, if you want to get an old-fashioned piece of paper and pencil or pen, number 2 pencil, that's what I'm saying, and keep up with what you got right. Or if you're walking, you could do it on your phone, or you could just play along in your head. Or maybe you don't even give a crap. But you will learn today, right?
I hope.
We're all going to learn together.
Okay.
We make learning fun.
Okay.
So let's get going. You ready? You want to?
You want to?
Okay. Our sources today are list25.com, timemagazine.com, Birmingham Dermatological Clinic, something about skin.com, 411 Pediatrics, uchealth.org, sciencefocus.com, and Googly Woogly. Okay. First one to you. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. True or false?
I believe that to be true. I don't think it's a myth. I think it's truth. Because apples really are good for you. I'm not real sure about keeping the doctor away, but I do think that apples are very good for you. But they're loaded with fiber.
Very good. Ding, 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 ding.
Okay, you don't have to turn your computer away.
You're not going to cheat?
Well, I can't read it.
Okay.
I can't see.
Okay. I thought I saw you peeking.
No, I can't see that.
Okay.
If you were to turn it completely around, I would not be able to read it.
Okay. All right, good. That is true. And like you say, that's kind of an exaggeration, and it rhymes. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. But according to a scientific study carried out by the University of Western Australia, eating just 100 grams or 3.5 ounces of apple, I'm not sure if that would be a whole apple, half an apple? That sounds like a very small amount. 3.5 ounces of apple each day significantly improves your life expectancy. Apple skin, in particular, has high levels of plant compound flavonoids that help prevent cell damage, reduce your cancer risk, and help people maintain a healthy weight. So if you're peeling your apple, that's probably not a good idea.
Right. But if you don't wash your apple, that's not a good idea. No, you won't. That's what Greg does all the time.
He doesn't wash his apple?
No, he never washes the apple. Ooh, is right.
I mean, there's pesticides on those apples.
I know.
Unless they're organic. But just even think about the travels of an apple.
Oh, I know.
It goes from a truck and people that are digging in the dirt pass it on to a crate. It goes... Sometimes other countries, apples come from other countries.
Exactly.
The person in the grocery stores wiping his nose.
Fondling them. And I mean, really? And I'm like,
fondling
please wash your apples. He doesn't wash blueberries, apples. And I can understand not washing a banana. You peel that.
Right. Oh, not good. Not good.
He's going to probably live until, I don't know, Moses lived. I mean, because he literally probably eats more than an apple. a day.
Well, that's good. Maybe that outweighs all the bacteria that's forming toxins in his
Let's
stomach.
so.
Just people
I
picking the
can't-
apple they want,
Maybe
touching it.
I should just wash the apples for it.
Sneak and wash them and put them back in the fridge.
Yeah.
There you go. So what is his apple of choice? There's hundreds of
Honey
apples.
Crisp.
Honey Crisp. That's a good one. That's what my
They're
mom likes.
expensive.
Are they?
Very.
What about you?
I like apples. I'm just not. Now that I can't put caramel on them, I don't really.
That's another way to kind of undo the health benefit.
Exactly.
One of those big
But
Mrs.
no,
Prindle apples.
I mean,
Ugh. So if you had to eat an
I
apple.
like candied apples.
Oh, gosh, yes. So you prefer sour, hard, crunchy, or like
No.
me?
I mean, I like Honey Crisp as well.
Do you? See, I'm a boring old red delicious girl. Sweet, mushy,
I don't like mushy.
like me. I'm mushy.
No.
And I'm sweet. And I'm sweet.
Okay, I can't wait till your date calls us.
I want to put that on the dating app. Mushy.
Please,
I'm
let's
like,
do.
just call me red delicious. Or not. I won't do that. All right. So you got that right. How did you guys do? Did you get that right? So I think we all can agree we need to eat an apple if we are able to. Okay. Second question. Shaved hair grows back thicker.
Shaved
If you
hair?
shave your hair, it grows back thicker or comes back more hairs.
1000% disagree with that.
That's correct.
I've had entirely too many friends that have cancer and had shaved their heads, and a lot of times it doesn't even go back the same color.
Right.
And there have been multiple people that have shaved their heads with them in just being their
Supportive.
yeah, and their hair has not grown back thicker, but it has grown back a different color sometimes.
That's weird. Now, see, I didn't do the notes on that. Now you're making me nervous. I want to Google that. But for this question, it does not come back. You know, people say, oh, I'm not going to pluck that hair because 3 more will come back. You know, that kind of thing. That is not
No.
true. So, very good. Okay, this says it's a common myth that hair grows back thicker after shaving. In some cultures, people actually shave their hair regularly so that it remains thick. They believe it. It is important to remember that this is only a myth. It's a mistake. People probably believe this myth because shorter hairs have blunt tips. So as it's growing back in, you think, oh my gosh, look at all these little hairs growing back. Shaving your head will not have any effect on the treatment of your baldness. That being said, the new hairs will be free of chemical damage. You know, they're like fresh new hairs, so they may appear to be thicker and healthier than your processed hair that you had before. But I have heard of that. Like, people say, my hair came back kinky, like curly, kinky, and it was completely straight before I shaved it, which
Right.
makes no sense whatsoever.
No, it doesn't. But, I mean, I think that's why Mama cut my hair into a pixie, because she wanted it to grow back thicker and longer. Well, we know what happened there. I just had to put a beret in it so everybody would know I was a little girl.
Anyway, what determines your hair shape, and I am a beautician, I'm qualified, is the circle that your hair grows through, like Play-Doh extruder. You know, if it's squished, your hair comes out curly. If it's perfectly round, it comes out straight. So I don't know why shaving your hair would change the shape, but I have heard of that. People have testified that their hair did come back totally different. So anyway, so maybe that's up for debate, but you got it right, Tia. So far you're 2 for 2. I don't know if you want to keep up with it or if you're that concerned about it, but I think it'll become obvious if you're doing really lousy, if you're doing really well. And so far, 2 for 2. Now this we can't really identify with, but if you eat bananas while you're pregnant, like more bananas than normal, you're more likely to have a boy. I got a poker face. I'm not going
Okay,
to.
I do not believe that.
What do you base that on? Sounds ridiculous.
Well, just because I think what's implanted in you is implanted in you. And what little sperm swam into the egg is what it is. It doesn't matter how many bananas somebody eats.
Okay. Well, you know, this isn't a reproductive episode, but my understanding is the sperm goes into the egg, and then it is it always start out as a boy and then changes, or does it always start out a girl? I think it also always starts out as male and then progresses and
I've
changes.
never heard that.
Yeah, I think that's true, but I don't hold me to it because it's not what this show is about. But
Okay.
okay, it's kind of true. It's not a guarantee, but it does increase your chances. Bananas are known to have a high dosage of potassium, which is the key to conceiving a baby boy. So maybe it affects the sperm and the egg, beforehand. Maybe it's not while you're pregnant, but if you ate a lot of bananas while you're trying to get pregnant, it doesn't say. But it was found that women on a banana diet, whatever that might be, had a 56% chance of having a boy. Whereas before it'd be like 45% having a boy. So apparently it sounds like it's always, the odds are more likely you're going to have a girl.
And I bet you the odds are they're not going to have leg cramps.
Which is another plus. All right, so you got that one really halfway wrong because it says it's kind of true. All right, next question. Sleeping with wet hair causes a cold. Can cause a cold, I guess would be the thing to say.
I used to be told, don't go outside with wet hair because you'll get sick. Or don't go outside in the winter when you're barefoot because it's going to make you sick. I've been to bed with wet hair because I've gotten in from a trip and too tired. I just knew I needed to shower. Mm-hmm. And I haven't gotten up sick. So I'm going to go big on that one. I think that's a mistake.
A myth? It's a mistake.
Yeah.
All right, Tia. I go to bed a lot with wet hair because kind of my hair routine is I wash my hair, like right now it's soaking wet. I wash my hair, brush it out, and just twist it up so I don't have to dry it. Unless I'm going somewhere, I'll dry it because I'm trying to save it from the heat damage. So a lot of times at night I'll go take a shower and just twist it up. And it's really not good to sleep on your hair wet. We had a hair episode where we talked about that because it's more delicate and you could break it. It's good if you have a silk pillowcase. The answer to this question is false. Wet hair does not cause colds. Cold weather does not cause cold. Being cold does not cause colds. Colds are a virus. Yeah, right. It turns out that sleeping with wet hair can be bad for your health because it can increase the risk of developing a fungal infection on your scalp. Just like wet feet, you can get fungus under your toes. A wet scalp, and you lay down on it, it can cause. There may be fungus among us, Tia. It may be on my scalp. And it can also damage your hair, like I said. But tell your mama. My mama says that to me, people listening all the time. Dena, you shouldn't go out till your hair's dry because you're going to get a cold. I think being cold lowers your immunity. That's why people get more sick. Your nose is drier in the cold weather. People get more, you think of getting colds in the winter more than the summer. But cold is a virus. All right, so you got that, Tia?
Right. It's a virus.
Yeah. Okay, here's the next one. Now, Tia, we did an episode on this. The full moon makes for some weirder behavior in people.
I personally do not believe that. But, there's so many people who say, oh, there were so many bursts because there was a full moon, or there seemed to be more murders during, because it was a full moon. I don't think it's got anything to do with the moon.
Okay, so you're going to go with your belief.
Yeah, I'm going to go with
not
my
what you
belief.
think it probably says. Okay,
yes.
So you're going to say
I
myth.
think it's
a mistake.
Myth. Yes.
Okay, it's actually true.
Okay.
And you kind of knew that, but you wanted to go with your gut,
Yes.
your beliefs. Okay.
Because I don't act any different during a full moon, a half moon, or a crescent moon.
Yeah. That show was called Moonstruck, if you want to go back and listen to it. Well, the moon affects the tides. We did discover that. The gravitational pull, or magnetic pull, or whatever. But we didn't really believe anything further than that. But it says, yes, this can be true. Several studies have proved that the incidences of crime, emergency room admissions, surgical mistakes. What are you doing surgery in the middle of a full moon? Those 24-hour surgeons. I guess you do have to do emergency surgery on a full moon. And other unusual events, is higher on nights under a full moon than on other nights. Now, my brother-in-law is a retired police officer, and I asked him about this, and he said, yes, there are always more arrests, more crimes. We always gear up, even have more patrol officers out on a full moon. Now, I wonder if that's because, it's lighter, it's not dark, it's brighter outside, so people can roam around and get into mischief, rather than when it's pitch dark outside, maybe. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe it does affect certain people. We just happen to not be the ones that are, so. We happen to be semi-normal.
Well, I'm glad that we don't go out and
What
commit
about
murders
werewolves,
and
though?
stuff.
Yeah.
Just for fun.
Yeah.
And, either one of us can certainly not give birth right now.
No, that would be something.
No, that would be miraculous.
Well, I think about a full moon, you may stay out later because it's lighter.
I don't ever care if it's light or dark.
Okay.
It's either night or day
Okay.
for me. See, I am just really, I don't know. I think I always thought I had a lot of gray area, but the older I get, the more black and white I become.
Yeah, I think it's called crotchety.
Okay, maybe.
Well, there probably are more redneck games when there's natural light out, Like, watch this! Just kind of watch this stuff. Shizzle. Watch your shizzle when the moon's out. But the answer is, for those keeping score, it is true. Based on anecdotal records. I don't know if it's been scientifically studied. Okay. Carrots are good for your eyes.
Okay, I do know that carrots have a vitamin, like a vitamin K in them, and K is known to help your eyesight, but I don't know how many carrots you'd actually have to eat to improve your eyesight. So,
It's a gray area for you.
Yeah.
What do you think you should lean towards, true or false? Yes or mistake?
I'm just going to go with mistake. Mistake. Sorry.
Mistake. All right. I'm going to quit doing that. I'm sorry. It's true. Carrots are rich in beta carotene. You really were all around this correct. You just felt that it outweighed the amount you'd have to eat would outweigh it.
Right.
It's a red-colored pigment which helps produce vitamin A. There may be vitamin K too, but this particular description didn't say that. Helps produce vitamin A, which is a key ingredient in a healthy, functioning eye. Vitamin A is particularly useful for maintaining eye health, avoiding cataracts, and slightly improving your night vision. I need that.
Maybe it was A instead of K.
Could be. No need to go overboard, though. Too much vitamin A could produce negative side effects. So eat a few carrots, not a few pounds. And we also had an eye episode. I can't remember. The Eyes Have It, where we talk about eyes. You can go back. Tia, we've talked about everything that exists. I think we're going to have to retire because every time I say something,
I
there's...
don't think so.
All right. So what are the too much vitamin A side effects are? You can actually get toxicity from eating too much vitamin A. Nausea, vomiting, headache, dizziness, irritability, blurred vision, and intracranial hypertension. Dry, itchy skin, hair loss, bone and joint pain, fatigue, anorexia, and weight loss from taking too much vitamin A. You're only supposed to take, 10,000 units daily. So is vitamin A in your pill box?
It's in one of my multivitamins, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, there we go.
Adequate vitamin K intake may help prevent retinal bleeding. I have retinal bleeding. And maintain optimal blood flow to the eyes. Kale, spinach, broccoli, Brussels sprouts. Very good, Tia. You are wealthy. You don't even need to be here, but I'm glad you are.
Who would you be talking to?
Hello, buddy. My invisible friend.
We
I'm
could
just
have had
saying you
Blessing to come in here, and he would have just gone, "Yep, I agree."
I'm teaching you nothing today. You're too smart.
No, you are. Because I've been wrong. Because you said that's true. I said I thought that the quantity of the carrots that you would have to eat, because you said A, I said K.
But K is true too.
K is true too.
You get that more from leafy greens, but it's great for your eyes. Okay.
And you eat a load of Brussels sprouts and spinach.
I try, but my eyes are terrible. I'm going to get you to come
around
to that.
I do like spinach.
Yeah.
Brussels sprouts I'll never come around to.
Yeah.
I can assure you of that.
Yeah, you don't have to. They do have that hard stump on them. They're kind of complicated. All right. Speaking of eating carrots, Tia,
Okay.
can eating too many carrots cause your skin to turn orange?
I think that probably is a myth.
Steak.
Well, no, I just think it's a myth. I mean, but you just said that carrots had a whole lot of
Beta
melon, beta carotene.
Carotene, yeah.
Right. I just don't think you can get in. I mean, Bugs Bunny wasn't orange. That's all he ate.
Now that's
Am I
using
true?
scientific research. You're going to write a thesis on it.
Thank you.
It's a good
Did
point.
I tell you I was thinking about getting my master's?
In beta carotene.
I'm lying.
Looney Tunes.
Mm-hmm.
Your Looney Tunes degree. All right, well, finish thinking out your process. Bugs Bunny is not orange. That's true.
Okay. I just
But
don't
beta
think that...
carotene, I wonder what's in a tanning pill. Do you remember those tanning pills?
Oh, God, yes. I mean,
They would
because
turn
my
you orange.
mom would get... I don't know, she had a doctor friend, and so my sister and myself and Mom would take them. We literally went from Caucasians to African Americans, and I'm not even kidding.
From taking pills?
Yes,
Wow, I think they outlawed those, didn't they? Because they were like,
but
You can Google
but I thought albinos took them to have.
oh,
That's what they were for.
really?
Albinos, yes.
Oh.
They couldn't outlaw them for albinos.
Going
I
off
mean,
the
that'd be
rails.
rude.
Okay, you Google that. And I'll read the answer while you Google that. I'm interested to know. All right, yes, eating too many carrots can cause your skin to turn orange, but it's not common. Like you say, you'd have to eat so many. It's called carotenemia. Carotenemia. This is the medical term for the yellow-orange skin pigmentation that can occur from eating too many foods high in beta-carotene, like carrots, mangoes, apricots, oranges, pumpkins, squash, sweet potatoes, and yams. Beta-carotene is a pigment found in many of those fruits. You will mostly notice it in the palms of your hands and the soles of your feet and the smile lines near your nose. I guess that's kind of like when you put on tanning stuff. Your hands are always so much darker, the palms, than everything else. To treat carotenemia, I know I'm not saying that right, carotenemia, you can switch to a low carotene diet. No duh. It can take several months for your skin to return to its normal color. It's not toxic and usually doesn't cause any health problems. So, it's cool if you're a little orange. It doesn't affect like the whites of your eyes. Or what'd you find out, Tia?
Well, I just was reading about melanin,
Okay.
and so
Is that what's in those pills, melanin?
I didn't look up albino pills.
I don't think they're called albino.
I didn't.
Apologize to any of our albino listeners.
Why?
What? Look up, if you don't care, look up tanning pills. What are tanning pills made of, and can we still get them?
What?
White people are always on the quest to be not white.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying right now that dark, tanned fat looks so much prettier than white
I
fat.
agree.
I'm just saying.
I agree.
Okay. Well, let's see. They have super tanning daily gummies.
Gummies.
Shut up.
What?
At Amazon. Get out.
Wow. I'll include a link. That's very interesting. It's got to be, I'm just wondering if it's beta carotene, it makes you orange, or if it increases your melanin production. It's interesting.
I don't know.
Very interesting.
Had I known about any of this, I would have.
If I told you to research tanning pills.
Yeah, I would have. Okay.
All right. I guess we could do a little research and I can put it in the notes if anybody wants to get some tanning pills, like me. If they're not bad for
Okay,
you.
they're saying these are not safe.
Oh. While tanning pills are a relatively new trend on the sunless tanning market, early evidence shows that these supplements are not safe. They're not FDA approved. Canthaxanthin itself is approved, but only as an ingredient used for food coloring purposes. So I guess anything too much of something that's not usually in your body is going
I
to cause
never
an
thought
effect.
about food coloring.
I know.
We could mix the primary colors
spray
and be really...
Right, we could. Could make our own tanning spray. Right, next question. So you said false, and that was true. All right. Sugar makes children hyperactive. I know
What
all the
does-
parents are listening right now. Sugar makes children hyperactive.
I mean, who hasn't been told that all their life? Okay, I know that coffee has caffeine, which makes you hyperactive as an adult. And I think, I'm not positive about this, but I think that sugar has some kind of, it's not really caffeine, but it's something that acts like caffeine. So I would say that's probably true.
Yeah, you always think about how mothers, when they take their kids to their grandmother's house, like my family, they'll say, don't give them any sugar and send them back to me because they're crazy and they won't go to sleep. Well, I think some people are going to disagree with this, Tia, but it's false. According to this, sugar does not make children hyperactive. The excitement of getting a sugary treat, not the sugar itself, causes hyperactivity. BS. It's a long-believed myth that sugar makes kids hyper. In fact, the hyperactivity is caused by the excitement of the celebration and not the sugar itself. So instead of hyperactivity, the rush of too much sugar does cause bad things. It causes belly aches, headaches, and moodiness. Some studies demonstrated that parents who thought their child was given sugar believed them to be more hyper than when they weren't actually given sugar. So they did this testing, demonstrating the misconception parents sometimes have. However, sugar does not affect behavior.
Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to disagree because, the excitement about getting something, you don't really get excited when you go and get a burger and fries with a Mountain Dew. And as well as I know, Mountain Dew makes you hyper.
Yeah, I wonder if it's the caffeine instead of the sugar.
Well, it may be.
I mean, this research could have been paid for by, the sugar board or something, but it says that sugar does affect behavior. A breakfast high in sugar has been shown to result in severe deterioration of attention span when compared to no breakfast or whole grain cereal. One study reported that children who were given sugar had higher levels of adrenaline. See? Why is that not hyper?
Thank you.
Duh. A possible explanation for the misconception, because higher adrenaline levels leads to symptoms of hyperactivity. They're saying hyperactivity is a scientific description, whereas adrenaline levels I call hyper when your adrenaline's rushing, so I don't know. I feel like we should give you a halfie on that one because that's a bunch of bull.
That is.
Yeah, they just said it doesn't cause hyperactivity, but it makes your adrenaline rise. So,
Okay, well, hello.
All right.
Big boo on that one.
Yeah, just keep that off your test, off your scores, guys, because that's bogus. All right. Chicken soup cures a cold.
What?
Chicken soup cures the cold. A cold. I would say better description would be chicken soup helps your cold symptoms.
I 1,000%. I do think that because it helps me. And then I've got a friend that cannot take any type of medication whatsoever for anything.
Oh, wow.
And so, like, chicken noodle soup is her only go-to, period.
Okay.
So I believe that. I could be wrong again, but I don't know.
So you're going to say true. Scientists believe that a bowl of chicken soup may actually reduce the inflammation in your lungs. Now, again, we know that a cold is a virus, but it's the symptom. You don't care what it is. It's your symptoms that matter to you. So your lungs are inflamed, your nose is stopped up, you're coughing. It's thought that chicken soup slows down the activity of your white blood cells that can cause the inflammation. Chicken is especially rich in a compound called carnosine, and it's this that studies suggest help reduce your stuffy, congested feeling in your nose and throat. It's also thought that carnosine minimicis inflammation in the upper respiratory tract is stopped by the migration of the white blood cells. It also contains a lot of zinc, which is good for you. So it's true. I always feel that way too. I just feel comforted when I eat warm chicken soup.
I do too.
Yeah.
I don't even have to be sick.
Yeah, that's true. It just feels like
Just
a
open the
warm
can,
hug.
pour it in, bam.
Yeah. All right. Good. Okay. So you got that one. Okay, here we go, Tia. Chewing gum stays in your stomach for 5 to 7 years.
Okay. That's what my mama said, but
Yeah, you're sweet.
I don't. Because with their digestive, like, what am I trying to say? Our digestive wheels that turn. I mean, I think
There are
that
not wheels
everything
in your
is
stomach.
pretty much like eliminated.
You have enzymes in your stomach that are supposed to dissolve things, and then, like you say, your muscles.
Digestive system.
Yeah.
What, does it stick to a wall?
I'm not telling you.
Okay, well, I
You gotta
already
say true.
answered that.
Oh, what'd you say? True or false?
I said I don't.
Chewing gum stays in your stomach for 5 to 7 years. True or false?
No.
Okay, false. Correct. Most chewing gum is not even digestible, which means it's just going to go right out into the toilet, meaning that it will travel through your system in a matter of 2 to 4 days. So, I mean, if you think about
4 days.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think my
I know,
food
but who
stays.
swallows gum anymore?
Only time I did was when I was in trouble and I wasn't supposed to have gum. And I'd be like, oh, I'm in class, and I'd swallow it like that. But
I think I swallowed mine on accident when I was out playing and fell. Whoopsie.
Swallow my gum. Well, you remember Bubblicious? I mean,
Oh my gosh.
you think that
I
would
like
stop you?
Bubble Yum.
Bubble Yum, that's what I was thinking of.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, man. Now, that's a pretty big hunk of gum to swallow.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so don't worry if you accidentally swallow it, but I wouldn't think it would be good to swallow it a lot. All right, and if you're an adult and you're swallowing your gum, what are you doing with your life? All right.
Well, I'm being real smart.
Okay. If you're pregnant and you have a lot of heartburn during your pregnancy, it indicates that your baby's going to be hairy, like have a big hairy head.
That's what I've heard. But I've known friends that have had heartburn their entire pregnancy, and their child isn't hairy.
It's bald.
Well, it just had a little peach fuzz on its head, and that's it.
Conundrum, what are you going to say? Heartburn in pregnancy indicates a hairy baby.
I don't agree.
Because you're saying false.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It is true.
Well, there you go.
This, I mean, you have anecdotal evidence to the contrary because you have friends with bald babies that had heartburn. But according to this old adage has been around for ages. It was actually proved to be true after researchers at Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore conducted a study in 2007 to put the claim to rest. They wanted to prove it was not true. However, to their great surprise, they ended up confirming it.
I'll be darned.
I know. I mean, does that mean the hair is like rubbing on your insides? I don't know. They didn't explain why.
Ew.
I know. It's creepy.
Well, that's mega creepy.
All right. I guess it's better than a slick bald baby, though. I'm just kidding. Every baby in my family's been bald. All right. Fish is brain food. In other words, it's good for your brain.
Right. See, I don't know how to answer this one either, because I do know that fish is absolutely wonderful, like with all the omegas in it. You know something? I'm going to say, yippee, I kind of do think it's good for your brain, because it's good for everything else in your body. Yeah. You're going to go ahead and go,
no,
wrong.
You've been eating a lot of fish lately,
Yes.
and you're feeling better, right? Feeling good. Got great.
I haven't gotten any smarter, though.
I don't know. You're doing pretty good today.
No, go ahead and say.
And you're not just saying true or false. You're saying based on this. I mean, you're very knowledgeable today. It is true, Tia. Fish is brain food. Ding, ding, ding. Researchers at Rush Medical Center in Chicago have proved that eating fish is indeed good for the brain. A significantly lower occurrence of Alzheimer's disease was observed in those who ate fish regularly. Mercury content in some fish might have a negative effect on your health, but the benefits of including fish easily outweighs the risk of mercury. So I know people are always worried about that. But now I would think deep fried fish, like catfish, and it's probably not. It's going to count.
Well, I don't think deep fried anything
True.
is good for you, period.
True. What's your fish of choice that you really like?
I really like salmon.
Me too.
I love salmon, like smoked salmon.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, I like cod.
Do you?
Yeah. That's weird, isn't it?
It's like a thick white fish. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good. I think cod is a lot like if you go to a restaurant and ordered fried fish, it would be whitefish or cod.
Now, see, I've never eaten like swordfish.
Me either.
You haven't? Mm-mm. Are you being for real?
Yeah.
Oh, tilapia.
Love tilapia.
I love tilapia.
Yeah. And it's
How did I forget tilapia?
I don't know. And a lot of people say that's a trash food. Trash fish, like it eats.
No, catfish is.
That's true.
Catfish eats everything.
They have whiskers.
They eat doo-doo. Sorry.
I like halibut.
Oh, halibut.
Grilled halibut.
Yes.
I don't like to cook fish myself because I always ruin it. But at a restaurant, I love good fish.
I can't even say the word. What's Chilean sea bass?
Oh, yeah.
Let's say it right.
I've never ordered it because it's expensive at a restaurant.
Okay.
But that's always like the special.
Okay, what do you call it?
Chilean.
Chilean.
But I don't know that that's right.
I said Chilean. Chilean.
Well, that's kind of like Bermuda. That's like Caribbean.
I've never had that either.
I haven't either. It's always been too expensive. But
well, we could go to a restaurant.
We could have it.
And have it. And it's probably so expensive that we probably have a bite each.
Exactly.
And
we
be
have
like,
2
I'm
plates.
still hungry.
Let's go to Crystal.
There's no Crystal around us. Well, around me.
Yeah. That's
Do
true.
you have one?
I have one pretty far away. They used to be on every corner, but they closed. But we digress. Crystal is not good for your brain, I don't think. No offense, Crystal. But fish is.
Wow, we just really got on fish, didn't we?
Can't believe we both said Crystal.
Podcast.
All about fish. That's our next one. You lose most of your heat through the top of your head. Something my mom always told me. Wear a hat. You lose your heat off the top of your head.
Okay. See, I don't know what to say about that one. But if my feet are warm, I'm warm. If my feet are cold, I'm freezing. So, and for the love, as much hair as I have, which is jacked to Jesus, you'd think I'd be hot all the time if I...
Yeah. You're basically wearing a hat.
Right.
A hair hat.
No, I am. It's a hair hat.
Well, me too.
Hat hair,
me
hat
too.
hair.
There's a difference between hat hair and head
I know.
hair.
I know. But...
True or false, my lovely?
I disagree because I can be cool if my feet are cool.
Okay,
but
interesting.
I still have this hair.
Okay, so you say false. You do not lose most of your heat. You are correct. It is false. My mom had me wearing stupid toboggans to the school bus every day. Oh. If you look at the surface area, the head is no bigger than any of the rest of your body. So if you cover your head, why would that make you? You're going to lose it out your arms. You're going to lose it out your stomach. So that kind of ruins your foot theory. But obviously, you're going to be warmer if you add a hat because it's just another layer of clothing you're putting on. But you do not lose most of your heat out of your head. You lose most of your heat out of my butt.
Okay. You said your head is no bigger than any other part of your body.
Well, my head is.
I've seen some people with mailbox heads.
Yeah, I guess it depends on asterisks. Depends on the size of your head. Just think of the biggest part of your body and cover that up when you're cold. So I'm a tired sweater.
I've never gone out with no pants. Would be the biggest part of my body.
I don't know. Chocolate helps to relieve premenstrual cramps. I gotta think back on that because it's been a while. That's what I always told myself. I'm eating this chocolate for medicinal purposes.
Do not think that that's, unless it has something to do with if it were a dark chocolate, because I know that the cocoa has a lot of benefits, but there was nothing that helped me. I could take 19 Midol at a time
Oh, wow.
in a heating pad and sit in a tub full of scalding water.
And eat a big old Hershey bar.
No, I never ate chocolate for... So, It's true. It does.
Well,
I said false.
Oh, you already said false?
Yes.
It is true.
You need to pay attention.
Well, you say it in a very subtle way. So, but dark chocolate is the one known to contain nutrients and antioxidants, which
I
you said that.
unless it was dark.
You did.
Okay.
So that might be a correct answer. Such as anandamide, I'm probably saying that wrong, which are believed, I just make up words, which are believed to have a calming effect, keeping anxiety and moods in balance. Therefore, eating chocolate before menstruation can really help. Okay, see, now that's not what they said. They said it helps with the cramps. This helps with your mood. So I would give that to you. It calms you. Dark chocolate calms you down. All right. Cracking your knuckles causes arthritis. Were you ever a knuckle popper?
Mm-mm.
Me either.
Now, I did hear that cracking your knuckles make your knuckles larger, but not
heard that
ever heard that it causes arthritis. But I never was a knuckle cracker, but I've got arthritis. I just think that my arthritis was inherited.
Okay, so your answer, cracking your knuckles causes arthritis.
I say no.
Okay, that's correct. A 30-year study showed this is not the case. However, knuckle cracking can lessen one's grip of strength because you're repeatedly overstretching your tendons. So that pop you hear is your tendons, not your bones. So you're actually stretching your tendons out of whack. I was just never a knuckle popper, and when people did it, I'd always go, oh, stop. You know, like a kid in school would be doing it, and I'd be like, but they felt the need to. So I guess their tendons were tight, but it's really not a good idea to do it. But it does not cause arthritis. Okay, so that one was false. Red sky at night, sailors delight. Red sky at morning, sailors take warning. True.
I've always heard. Red sky at night, sailors delight. Red sky in morn, sailors be warned.
Oh, okay. I like that better.
Okay. I disagree because I've been up when there's a red sky in the morning, and it's turned out to be a stunningly beautiful day.
Oh, So based on your anecdotal evidence, you were saying false.
What?
Based on your anecdotal evidence, you were saying false.
Yes. And I'm wrong on
And
that
it
one.
says, this says it's true. When we see a red sky at night, it means that the setting sun is sending its light through a high concentration of dust particles, which usually indicates high pressure and stable air coming in from the west, usually followed by good weather. A red sunrise can mean that a high pressure system, good weather, has already gone through. That was that dust particles, indicating that a storm system, low pressure, may be coming. So that actually that red...
Maybe.
Yeah. That red sky you saw in the morning was
True.
actually left over from the night before. So, I don't know. Once again...
No, it was pretty the night before as well.
Okay.
See, I will on you on this
You're a good
one.
debater. Were you in the debate club when you were young?
No.
Okay. You're good. And I like... You'd be good on... what's that game show? Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? I think where they want you to process out loud how you're coming up to your conclusion before you answer it. They always liked for contestants to say that, and I love to hear your thought processes. All right. Happy wife, happy life. Now, you should be able to attest to this one.
Okay. I 1,000% agree with this because when I'm happy, Greg is pretty much happy. When I'm not, he's not.
Nobody's happy.
Nobody's happy.
Me included. All right. That is true. Happy wife, happy life. A recent study published in the Journal of Marriage and Family found that men who are unhappily married can still be happy and get through their lives. You know, even if they're like, I may have made a mistake marrying this one, but they can still be happy and enjoy their life as long as their wives are satisfied with their marriage. In other words, a wife's happiness in the marriage has the power to overtake the husband's marital unhappiness to make his overall life quite pleasant. And I think some people go through their whole life that way. You know, it's like, I probably screwed up with this one, but, you know, it's pretty peaceful. I can get along with it. You know, I think men are more, I don't know, I was about to argue that men are more easygoing and willing to put up with stuff, but I don't know if that's true or not. Okay, so take with that what you will, but happy wife, happy life was true, according to our test. Okay, touching a toad gives you warts. Can give you warts, I guess.
Okay, I disagree.
Have you touched a lot of toads? I've kissed a lot of toads.
Excuse me?
Have you touched a lot of toads?
Oh,
and you know that
toads.
you did. What'd you
I'm not going to tell you what I thought you said. Wow.
Toes?
Anyway. Yes.
Why would you touch
I've touched a lot of toads. Like little baby frogs.
You like to play with them when you were little?
Yeah. I mean, they're just so cute. They just jump.
That's what I hate about them worse.
Okay, well, I mean, I didn't get warts from them.
Okay, I don't think I've ever had a wart, knock on wood. I don't want to get a wart, but yeah. Okay, people at home will give you a chance. Touching toads gives you warts, true or false?
Well, they've already had their chance.
They were listening to our riveting story about frogs. That is false. Warts are caused by a virus, not contact with toads. Many people believe that a person can get warts by touching a toad. While this enduring myth is not true, a toad's warts are harmful to its predators. You wouldn't want to eat a toad wart. You can touch it, but don't eat it. Don't eat it. You never know.
Wow.
The warts produce a poison, and most animals that eat toads often get sick and can even die. Many animals, such as dogs and foxes, spit out a toad after one bite because the poison tastes so bad. I don't like toads, frogs, jumpy things at all. I have heard like licking a frog will kill you. I have heard that. But I'm okay with that. I can live with that fact. All right, so that was false. Old people can predict the weather.
If they're the author of the Farmer's Almanac.
Do you get the Farmer's Almanac?
No.
I don't either. I always wondered about that.
I mean, I've seen one.
Yeah, I don't know how they could be true.
But you know something? I can tell you when it's going to rain because my arthritis starts hurting.
Oh, okay. Like how far in advance? Like the day before or the day
The day
of?
before.
Okay. So what do you think? You saying true?
Yes.
Okay. It is true.
Okay.
I don't know why they have to use old, but old people sometimes... Who's to say what is old? I'm starting to give offense to that the older I get. Old people sometimes say it's going to rain because they can feel it in their bones. Mm-hmm. It's like Tia just said. Tia's not old, though.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not. This claim can actually be true. Stormy weather is preceded by a drop in air pressure, which causes pain in the joints of those that suffer arthritis. So listen to your old people, you little young whippersnappers. Okay. A wooden spoon prevents a pot from boiling over. It's like laying it over the pot.
I don't know. I mean, I can't even guess on this one. I've never done that.
Have you ever heard of that?
Never.
I've heard of it, and I tried it the other day by putting a metal spoon. It did not work. I left to go to the bathroom. I came back, and it was boiling all over.
You put a metal spoon?
Yeah, I didn't know it had to be wooden. But it is true if it's wooden. There are actually two reasons why this trick works. First, the spoon destabilizes the bubbles when they come in contact with its water-repelling surface, which would be wood, I guess, which makes the boiling water retreat. Second, the bubbles created from boiling water thank you, are filled with steam. If the bubble touches something below 100 degrees or 212 degrees Fahrenheit, the steam will condense and break the surface to the bubble. So that's a good little trick. Lay it over, if you have to leave, go outside or talk on the phone, or you need to walk away.
I have wooden spoons.
Oh, good. I'll try that next time.
I
Just
will.
try an experiment and just try to boil water. I've cleaned out my stove.
I don't have to watch it until it starts boiling, do I?
No, you're not supposed to.
Okay, good.
It just slows it down, which I think is an old wives' tale.
Yeah.
A penny dropped from the Eiffel Tower could actually kill someone if it hit them. Have you ever heard that?
I don't know if it could kill them. I think it could do some damage, though.
Especially if they were looking up. So you're going to say false. It doesn't kill them?
Yes.
Okay. False. The building used as the basis of this myth varies, but most often it's the Statue of Liberty, Eiffel Tower. Much more consistent is the terminal velocity of a penny, which is around 27 miles per hour. The penny reaches that speed after it's been falling for about 15 meters, whatever that is. Once the penny has reached its terminal velocity, it will not accelerate any further. Physicist Louis Bloomfield at the University of Virginia used this calculation to replicate the fall of pennies from tall buildings. He found that pennies at that speed would not even break the skin. At most, it would just sting a little. I mean, anything hitting you on top of the head would hurt, I would think.
I think so, too.
I think I could put an eye out. Have you ever heard that? So that was false. Have you ever heard that if you dropped a feather and say a baseball off the top of a building, they both land at the same time?
Yes, I've heard that.
I don't know if that's true or not. I didn't research it, but...
Okay, 15 meters is 49 feet.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Walnuts can be used to remove furniture scratches. I don't know if that's the shell or take it out of the shell. I bet it's in the shell.
A walnut
It
shell?
says walnuts. Walnuts can remove furniture scratches.
Okay, a walnut shell is not smooth.
Right.
I think it would scratch something before it would take something out of it.
I can't help you. I'm not your phone a friend.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't know what else you want from me. I just said.
So you said false.
I don't think that there's.
Well, I thought you were like thinking through your process.
No,
Okay,
I
say true
already
or false.
thought through it.
Okay, so you're saying false.
Yes.
As bizarre as this old wives' tale sounds, not wise tale, might sound to you, walnuts are really great for making your scratch furniture look new. The oils, texture, and color of the walnut allow it to fill in the scratch, leaving the piece as good as new. I guess it would have to be walnut finish furniture.
A walnut shell is hard and bumpy.
I know. It's strange.
That doesn't make sense. So I'm going to still
So
disagree.
you protesting that one?
Yep,
Okay.
I'm protesting it.
Okay. For those
sure.
keeping score, that was true. All right. Local honey cures hay fever.
I've done something about local honey. Like what? Because you have to give. It cures hay fever.
I have heard you should buy local honey because whatever you're allergic to in that area, like the
Right.
pollen you're allergic to,
Exactly.
would make you immune to that. I have heard that. I'm not trying to influence you one way or the other, but I have heard that.
Oh.
Local
Well,
honey
I'm just
cures
going
hay
to say true.
fever. Okay, it's false.
Okay.
And I think maybe it's the cures hay fever.
I think
is
the
kinda,
reason you said that about, I have heard that people that are allergic to things around them should get local honey. So what you
That
were trying to
was-
do was just trying to make me.
I know,
That was
it does
rude.
sound that way, but I wasn't.
That was just rude.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that.
No, you shouldn't have.
The game show host should not try to influence the contestant. I'm sorry. I need to remain
Oh, you're
neutral.
a game show host now. Wow,
Today I am.
aren't you pretty?
All right. Tablets containing pollen are somewhat effective at combating hay fever. Since some honey contains pollen, honey as a hay fever remedy seems plausible, but most honey contains little or no pollen. Even unfiltered local honey has no impact on hay fever. I'm not sure it's hay fever that I was trying to help myself with, but just allergies in general, pollen. So it is good to take pollen pills, pollen from your area, but not, the honey doesn't have enough in it to make a difference. I don't know if pollen pills, I guess they're available. I mean, you could scrape the top of my car and make pollen pills.
I think they're called allergy pills.
Oh, that's what they make them out of. Oh, instead take allergy pill. Miss Pillbox
Instead
over
of
here.
scrape pollen,
Oh, I see.
I think I would take allergy pills.
I just
just
get
for
my
fun.
nose up on the car and go.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Hot baths may cut male fertility.
What?
Hot baths may cut down on male fertility. In other words, make them less fertile.
I know what that means. Thank you.
Okay.
Very much.
You just said what?
Well, I didn't hear what you said. I heard hot, but that's it.
Okay.
I'm going to say true.
That is true. A 3-year scientific study proved this claim. Sperm counts in 5 of 11 men with fertility problems soared by a staggering 491%. They became that much more fertile after they stopped having baths, using a hot tub, or wearing tight underwear, or heat from laptops. can even have the same detrimental effect. 491% more fertile.
Well, they don't need to be carrying their phone in their front pocket,
I
do
wonder
they?
about that. Your phone gets pretty hot, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's very interesting. So, guys, if you're out there trying to make a baby, don't get in the hot tub. Don't use a laptop. I mean, that can give some people hope. That's interesting. I thought that was fake.
And this is not our first rodeo.
That's right. Don't say we never taught you nothing. We use only 10% of our brains. True or false?
True.
False.
Okay.
No, we have been told that. I've heard 2% even. So this is false. The origin of this myth is uncertain, but it didn't originate from the scientific study of the brain. The myth is often found in self-help books that claim to tell you how to harness the power of your brain's other 90%. In reality, all the parts of the brain are highly specialized, and there don't appear to be any unused sections that you could learn to activate in a self-help program.
Okay, well, wait a minute.
Okay.
I thought I didn't take the question correctly. I thought it was me. I only use 10% of my brain.
So
That's why I said true.
okay, well, that
Okay.
could be true.
That's true.
I'm kind of disappointed in that because I always thought, what is the rest of that brain for? Or is there something we're going to be able to do in the future or learn or all the possibilities? So now it's like, no, I've been using every bit of it, and it's kind of disappointing. There's no hope. All right. Caffeine dehydrates you. True or false?
True.
You will be happy to know, Tia, and I'll be happy to know that that is false. You may find yourself...
Oh,
Isn't that fun? I mean, I know you're wrong, but that's good news. You may find yourself visiting the bathroom more frequently after consuming tea or coffee. This is probably due to the diuretic effect of caffeine, which is suspected to irritate muscles in the bladder. It does irritate your bladder, so it makes you pee more. But even if you do pee more often, it doesn't mean you're passing a greater volume overall. You're just not holding on to it as long. The effect of caffeine on urine output has been investigated in numerous studies, which have been reviewed by dietitian Dr. Carrie Ruxton. She found that a moderate intake of caffeinated drinks is unlikely to have any effect on your overall hydration. I think it's if you drink that, you don't drink as much water. You know what I mean? It's like,
okay. Well, see, like, that's why they do not give you caffeinated beverages when you're doing, like, a half marathon or marathons.
because you'll pee. It'll irritate your bladder and make it
well,
spasm.
No, they give you drinks that hydrate you, such as water or
okay.
something like that. So, yep, see, I don't agree with that.
You don't
either.
agree with that one either.
Nope.
But can you see what I'm saying? Like,
Yes, I do.
it just makes your bladder spasm, so
Yeah.
you pee out the water that you would have held if you
Water
hadn't
makes my spasm.
makes your
Yeah.
I think it's just filling it up really good. Yeah, so I mean, maybe you can have less guilt for drinking caffeinated drinks, but don't drink it instead of water. You know, if you got to have your Diet Coke every day or whatever, have a glass of water along with it maybe and alternate. Okay, that is kind of good news. All right, speaking of drinking water, Tia, you need to drink 8 glasses of water a day to be healthy. True or false?
I think it depends on how much a person weighs, is how much
interesting.
water they need to intake. Because it used to be 8-ounce glasses, which is 64 ounces. However, that's been proven to not be true because it depends on how big of a person, on how much water you need to intake.
That makes sense. I don't know if that's scientifically true, but that
Well, I
makes
just read it.
Oh, okay. This is from Dr.
Don't
Tia.
tell me that it's
I'll
not.
have to add that to the source. Tia read it.
I read it.
They say, if you think about it, too, you get a lot of water and a lot of your food. You know, it depends on, do you eat a lot of fruits and vegetables? Because they have water. You know, your water intake can be made up of what all you consume in your body all day long.
Right.
Okay. The answer to the question, you need to drink 8 hours. Nope.
Nope.
You need to drink 8 glasses of water a day is false. Being dehydrated isn't great for your health, but the idea that we need to drink 8 glasses, around 2 liters of water, in order to stay hydrated has no real scientific backing. Research suggests that health can be maintained with a much lower water intake. As concluded by Dr. Heinz Balton from Dartmouth Medical School, there's no evidence that you should specifically drink plain water. You can stay hydrated with a lot of different kinds of fluids, and that water is found in most foods. I don't want to discourage anyone from drinking water because I feel so much better when I'm drinking water. Got a bottle in my hand with me all day and just take a sip now and then. I feel more energetic, more awake, just feel better, digest my food better.
I think it plumps your skin up. I don't know of one single person that's known, like, that's worldwide known, that part of their regiment in, like, having beautiful skin and everything doesn't include water.
I agree.
So I disagree with Dr. Dark, wherever he went to school. Dark.
It was Dr. Valton from Dartmouth.
Yeah, see,
You knew Dart was in there somewhere. Well, yeah, I think just for our purposes, that answer is false if you're keeping score. But I think you can drink too much water. I feel like this is just to tell you, don't feel horrible about yourself. If I didn't get my 8 glasses in, some people have a jug they mark. Just eat a lot of fruit and vegetables, and you'll be cool. You'll be cool. And don't substitute water with other things, drinks, I think. Early to bed and early to rise makes a man or woman healthy, wealthy, and wise. Don't take it literally, but...
I do believe that sleep is good for you, so I don't think it's like you got to go to bed before the sun goes down. But I do think that your brain functions better when you get proper amount of sleep.
Okay, so true. That is true, Tia. Several scientific studies have proved that morning people, now this means you go to bed early and you wake up early rather than a night owl, that sleeps till 2 or whatever in the afternoon. Some people have to because of their jobs or whatever, but several scientific studies have proved that morning people are generally healthier, happier, more persistent, cooperative, agreeable, conscientious, and proactive. They procrastinate less and are better at dealing with negativity and stress. Now, if all those things make you wealthy, I don't know, but I think you just generally function better in life if you can go to bed early,
Okay, does that also mean that the early
bird gets the worm?
Well, yeah.
I didn't have that one on my list.
Okay.
You'll have to Google it while we're doing it. Obviously, the first bird up is going to get his pick of the worms.
Probably.
Yeah. So, the juiciest. It also said here, and don't shoot the messenger, this is just what the article said. Research says that early birds are happier, more punctual, do better in school, share more conservative morals. Night owls are more impulsive. I'm kind of a night owl. Angry and likely to become cyber bullies. Oh my God. Oh, you spit your water out over there. I didn't say.
All right. Well.
They have shoddier diets. I mean, they're just really buttheads. Most critically, they're worse at kicking soccer balls. What? All right, I guess it's just you're not a good athlete. I don't know who said this. I'll have to go back and look and see who said that. They're worse at kicking soccer balls. Okay. Houseflies. Now, this is personal to me because I don't like to kill bugs, even if they're in my home. You know me. I try to relocate and help them along, with their relocation process so that they live a happy, fulfilling life, just not in my house. But flies are kind of hard to relocate because they fly when you try to catch them. You accidentally squish them when you try to grab them. So I've always told myself, and my parents told me, they only live for 24 hours, Dena. Hit them with the fly swatter and throw them in the trash. So this is your question, Tia. True or false? House flies only live for 24 hours.
False.
That's correct. It may seem unfortunate that the housefly lives for more than a day. They can actually live for several weeks. The 24-hour myth probably comes from confusion with the mayfly, of which many species only have short lifespans. So I feel guilty about all the flies I've killed. I know you and I disagree on that subject, so we'll just move on. But flies live for weeks.
Mm-hmm. And I kill them every chance I get.
My mom likes to use that zapper thing. And then it smells like burnt fly. All right, Tia, up until a few weeks ago, this would have been interest to you. But since you've kind of cut back or maybe eliminated completely, Question is, listeners and Tia, cheese causes bad dreams.
I'm going to say that's false. It's never caused me one bad dream in my life. And now that I can't eat it, I am sad.
And you've eaten wheels of cheese.
No, I've eaten states of
States of
cheese.
cheese.
Wisconsin.
You support
mainly.
Wisconsin totally.
No, I do.
I don't think we have listeners in Wisconsin. We support you, Wisconsin. Do you remember the music that used to be in our cartoons when we were little in our generation? And it was like, conjunction, junction, what's your function? And there was a cheese one.
We weren't allowed to watch cartoons when we got home.
You weren't.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry to bring that up. There used to be a song about cheese.
Oh, okay.
Good for your, you know, if you're feeling slumpy, eat a slab or slice or chunk of a big hunkin' chunk of cheese. I'll try to find it on YouTube. So what was your answer? False, right? You don't believe cheese causes bad dreams.
No.
Cheese, like other dairy, it is true. Cheese, like other dairy products, contains tryptophan, which is what I always thought turkey had, which serves as a precursor for the sleep-inducing hormone serotonin. However, study participants who consumed dairy products, including cheese, before bed, were more likely to have bad dreams. I think that's probably more of a digestive thing. You know, if you're lactose intolerant, maybe your stomach was hurting and it went over into your dreams.
I disagree with that so bad.
Okay. Duly noted. Tia protests that one.
I protest.
Right.
Totally.
Speaking of cheese, and these are our last few questions here, folks. How are you doing? Mice love cheese. You know, we always use cheese to put on a trap. Or peanut butter. I always put peanut butter.
False.
Correct. You're not alone if you feel a sense of delusionment after learning that your childhood cartoons were misleading you. Scientists from the University of Birmingham have confirmed earlier research by showing that wild-caught mouse did not appear to have any preference for cheese and probably preferred seeds and grains when having a choice. Peanut butter, another common mouse bait, was also not preferred. Now I'm confessing something here. I have caught many a mouse with peanut butter. I try to use the traps that are friendly that you release them, but I have broken a few mice necks. All right. They prefer smooth over crunchy. That's another little tidbit of information you can tell people tomorrow at work. You know what I learned from Tia and Dena? Mice prefer smooth peanut butter. Given that adult mammals tend to have little enzyme required to digest lactose digestion, cheese probably isn't great for a mouse's health. I mean, if you're trying to kill it, are you really concerned about its health and digestion?
I don't know. For now on, I'll just be putting slabs of steak.
They like grains.
Smooth steak.
A smooth steak. All right. Onion relieves pain from a bee sting.
Onion?
Mm-hmm. Like rubbing it on you.
Okay, I'm going to go. I don't have a clue on this one. I'm just going to say true for fun.
That's true. In fact, not only a bee sting, but also wasp, bumblebee, and other sting. I could have used this a few weeks ago when I got stung by a yellow jacket, rub onion all over me.
Man, are you going to stink afterwards?
Rubbing a piece of onion on the sting can help reduce the swelling, as the vegetable enzyme breaks down the toxins from the sting. Good to know. Try to remember that when you get stung. Go grab an onion and cut it in half and then rub it on yourself. Turning the thermostat. Okay, let me explain this. You're cold. No, you're hot. You come home and you've walked a long way. You're training. You come in. It's hot in the house. You want it to get cold now. So if you turn the thermostat down, say you want it to be 70. So you hurry and you turn it down to 60 so it will get cooler faster. Does that work? True or false?
No, it does not. It's false.
Why do you think that?
Because it overworks itself. And so if you want it cool, it has to do it gradually. It does not just bam and fall.
Right. It's just a waste of, it's not going to get there any faster.
Right. But if you turn it down to 60 something, especially when it's really, really hot outside, you can freeze up your entire unit.
Ooh, good to know. Good to know.
Thank you. You're welcome for that one.
My husband would do that. He'd get mad because when he'd leave, I'd turn it up because I was always cold. He'd walk in and go over there and flip it down as far. I'd say, it's not going to get cooler any faster.
No.
Not doing that.
Okay, see, at that point in time, I used 20% of my brain.
Very good. Unlike humans who might meet an ambitious challenge by working harder, the heating system does not put more effort when they have further to go. Setting the thermostat low it'll still only change to your target temperature when it gets down there, not the heating speed. I'm not sure what that means. A higher setting will just risk wasting energy while getting you too hot. So just put it on what you want it to be, and it will get there just as fast as if you put it 10 degrees lower or whatever. All right, Tia, our last one. You've done pretty good, girl. Our last one, and I think we can all agree on this one. If you count your blessings, you'll be happier. True or false?
True. Because an attitude of gratitude is the greatest.
Yeah, we have a whole show based on that on Sundays. If this is your first time joining us at Giggles and Gratitude, where we reflect on our week and what we're grateful for, what made us laugh, and we do devotions too if you're interested. The effect of a grateful outlook on psychological and physical, even, well-being was examined. It was discovered that being grateful for what you have is a great way to increase your happiness. So your grandma was right. Count your blessings. What's the song?
Daily.
Yeah. Count your many blessings, name them one by one. All right.
Oh, okay.
You haven't heard that song? Count
Yeah,
your
it's
many
just not
blessings.
quite like that one.
Count your blessings. All right. As we like to do at the end of our show, Tia, what have we learned?
Oh, I'm not going to
today?
go there on this one. It's in too many dimensions, so you can just tell the audience kind of what.
We have learned that
at this point in time, only 5% of my brain is working.
Okay.
So
We have learned that Tia sticks with what she believes, regardless of science. Eat your apples. Eat bananas if you want a boy. Go out and run in the cold weather with soaking wet hair. You'll be fine. Don't go out in a full moon unless you want to encounter some weird behavior. Eat carrots, but not too many, or you'll turn orange. Give your kids all the sugar they want. It makes no difference. I'm just kidding.
wrong.
It makes you have a lot of adrenaline, which is called hyperactivity in my book. Eat that chicken soup for just about anything that ails you, or just because it makes you feel better. It's okay to swallow your gum if you really want to do that. Eat your fish. Don't crack your knuckles. Even though it doesn't cause arthritis, it can stretch your fingers. Plan a day when there's a red sky at night. Plan activities the next day. Use your wooden spoon. I'm trying to find the positive ones. You don't have to drink as much water as you think you need to, but ask your doctor. Go to bed early, get up early, and start your day. Let your flies live. They have meaningful lives for
Kill
weeks.
the flies.
Give your mice peanut butter and don't eat cheese. It gives you bad dreams. All right. I think we've really covered a lot today, and I feel a lot smarter. My brain feels bigger. I feel like I'm using more of it.
Okay.
How'd you guys do? How'd you do compared to Tia? I think you did about half and half. What do you think? Or maybe better?
I don't know. I don't care.
You don't care.
Because I don't agree with most of them anyway.
That's
so
true.
there you have
Because
it.
she's opinionated, which is good to be.
I am.
All right, be sure to join us on Sunday for Giggles and Gratitude. If you want, you don't have to. It's your life, but we would enjoy it. And then join us next week for another You Know Something, where we learn about something totally different, Tia. And we'll have fun doing it, hopefully. I love you so much, Tia.
Love you.
Yay. Thank you for playing along with me. And we will see you guys Sunday, hopefully. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. We would love to hear from you.
Leave your questions or comments on our voicemail by visiting our website at denaandtia.com. Your message may be played on the show.
You can find our Instagram and Facebook links there too.
Again, that's denaandtia.com. Thanks
Thanks
for
for
listening.
listening.